What's up, everybody? What's going on? The Boston Sword checking in here. We're going to be talking about the undercard that was announced for the Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia event that will be Saturday, April 22nd at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, the three events that we have is Elijah Garcia versus Kevin Salgado. You'll also have Bekmetir Melikuziev in a rematch against Gabriel Rosado, and you will have the WBA super middleweight title on the line as David Morrell will be facing Sena Agbeko. Now, Elijah Garcia last faced Vidal in March and was able to score a stoppage win there. Was a very good win. Those were two undefeated fighters at the time, and he was able to score that win over Vidal to get to this particular position. And I think that the number of people that were impressed by that win kind of like brought him to this particular point where he was added on this card on April 22nd. Now, you did have here with Kevin Salgado, he did face Joey Spencer some time back, fell short in that particular bout, did have one bout in the interim after that, and now he's back in this particular position here, to get in this bout here against Elijah Garcia. So that is the first bout that will be part of the pay-per-view card on April 22nd. Next up, you have Bekmetir Melikuziev against Gabriel Rosado. Of course, you had these two guys battle, a couple of years back where Rosado was able to stop Bek the Bully, and that was, for some, the knockout of the year or the upset of the year for that particular year, as at that time Bekmetir Melikuziev was coming in undefeated against Gabriel Rosado. But after that particular bout, you had Bekmetir rack up a few wins, while on the other side with Rosado has been on the short end for a number of fights that he's had. He would have been in a fight, part of a Golden Boy card, against Zurdo Ramirez, but Zurdo Ramirez ended up being overweight in a fight that was at light heavyweight, and Gabe Rosado was coming up to light heavyweight to have that particular bout against Zurdo Ramirez, but with Ramirez missing weight by a considerable amount, that fight was basically scrapped. So Rosado was still in camp shape, or in shape basically. So he said, hey, why not have this particular rematch against Bekmetir Melikuziev? And he's like, yeah, why not? Let's go. Let's do it. And it's going to be part of this pay-per-view card on April 22nd. So Bekmetir Melikuziev, Gabriel Rosado in a rematch, and that is the second bout on the pay-per-view card. In the co-feature bout, you have the WBA super middleweight title on the line with David Morrell Jr. taking on Sena Agbeko. Of course, David Morrell Jr., you had the WBA super middleweight title for some time, had his last bout against Lee, and we know what happened in that particular bout. He was able to defeat Lee by TKO through 12 rounds of brutal action there in that particular fight. Sena Agbeko was able to get into the WBA rankings, and he has been having a string of wins up to this particular point here, going up against David Morrell Jr. Now, this particular match was brought up, at one point some time ago, by Coach Ronnie Shields, who is the trainer there for David Morrell Jr. This was on the Warwick Radio Network there on YouTube, and he was talking about that particular fight, and it could have been part of the card that was on March 25th with David Benavidez and Caleb Plant, but it wasn't able to be, made at that particular time. And so now you have it at this particular slot on April 22nd at the T-Mobile Arena. So those are the three fights that will be on the pay-per-view card. You will have a number of fights that will be off the pay-per-view card, or you'll be able to see it, leading into the pay-per-view. I know that there are some fighters that have been included on this card for Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. I know that you have Mia Ellis that'll be part of this card. Lorenzo Trunk Simpson will be part of this card, and Jaleel Major Hackett, that will be part of this card, among other fighters too. So we'll get more details on those particular fighters here as the days go on for the Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia event. But that is news here for that pay-per-view card. If you like this content, you can hit the like button. Also, if you haven't done so already, you can subscribe to the Boxing Source. We really appreciate it. On that note, I'm out. Peace.